ipokela fela ha ke kokota ka makgetlo a mane 1 2 3 4 ke batla gore o tle go nna tloma kofi
this Tuesday 9:30 p.m. on SABC2.
Yeah, I thought we wouldn't get somebody of his caliber. I mean,
never heard of them. Am I frowning?
3 days, 2 at a time to create one hit. Jam Sandwich Wednesdays on 2.
All right, it's the beginning of the year. Some students have not made their choices yet. Some pleasantly surprised by a good pass that allows them access to the chartered accountancy profession. To talk a little bit about that, through what it requires, we're joined by Nthato Selebi, and he's just going to take us through where the opportunities are. Nthato, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So, you're a project director at Thuthuka Bursary Fund.
Yes, I am.
All right. So there's bursary opportunities available for young people who've got a good metric?
There's plenty of bursaries available for students who particularly have done very well in mathematics, and would like to follow a career within the chartered accountancy profession.
Yeah. So how many bursaries when you say plenty?
Just alone from the Thuthuka Bursary Fund itself for 2013, we're looking at over 400 bursaries that we are in the process of awarding.
Okay.
And obviously
so closing dates have already happened. Applications have come through.
Closing dates have already happened. We've already shortlisted and basically informed everyone by the end of November last year.
Okay.
But of course, there are those students who, as you said in your intro, have been very pleasantly surprised by their marks. And those students are ones that we are to look at, provided they've already applied at university and have already been accepted into the CA stream. Those we will have a look at and consider.
The bursary entails what? Tuition, accommodation, books, transportation, and a stipend?
The bursary covers everything for you, because what we want is our students to focus on their studies and nothing else.
Yeah. How much is everything?
Well, it depends on the university. I mean, if you look at UCT, the costs are closer to probably 100,000
a year,
possibly. If you take accommodation and books and allowance and all of those things into consideration.
Wow.
And then, of course, you have other universities where the costs will probably be at around 85,000 rand a year.
Is it that much?
It is that much in terms of the cost of study.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so the application would entail what? You would have to have passed your matric nicely.
Yes.
What is a nice pass? What is a good pass?
Well, we look at students who have at least a 60% in mathematics. And have obviously, through all the other subjects, gained entry into university in terms of the bachelor's pass, or what we the exemption.
So there must be mathematics, English?
Yes. Basically, all the other subjects for us are part of what the curriculum is about, but at the heart of it is mathematics. Without mathematics, it becomes very difficult for us to even consider supporting the students at university.
Okay. So, and then, I mean, get the application, it's considered, it's successful. Is there support?
Our program is not just funding, which is where the difference is between ourselves and many other bursaries. When you get to university, you go into a support program where there are extra classes, extra tutorials. You are part of a family, if you will. You have tutoring, you have mentoring. So part of what we want to make sure is that the investment that goes into supporting a student isn't lost, that a student actually does graduate and ultimately not just get a degree but become a chartered accountant.
So how many students have you got in the stream now who are currently going through varsity?
We have just over 1,000 students that are in the pipeline. Year and fourth year that are studying.
And graduates, how many on the other side who are now chartered accountants?
On the other side, we've just qualified at the end of 2011, about 26. We will get our stats just now in January of those whose contracts have been signed off, and we were looking at about another 30 or so. So we probably are looking at about 50 odd students who would have qualified as chartered accountants. And remember, the whole journey, the whole journey takes 7 years. And Thuthuka itself as a bursary fund is now in its 9th year. So we would only have graduated 2 classes that I would have qualified as chartered accountants.
Through the years of your existence, what are the challenges? I mean, somebody listening to our conversation and thinking, okay, well, I've got the maths, I've got this, and I'm going into university. What are the challenges that young people face when they're in there?
Well, the first challenge is actually applying on time.
Yeah.
So if the students actually do apply on time as the closing dates for universities are, that's the major hurdle. If they've got the right subjects and they're performing at the level, they need to do that.
Okay.
Secondly, they need to understand that it takes work, more work, and more work, and that students need to understand that they need to persevere. So those are basically the major challenges, because within the Thuthuka Bursary Fund, everything else is sorted.
Yeah.
You have people out there looking for you, you have your classmates, you have the program as a whole, but students need to basically stay the course, and
Yeah.
that is the biggest challenge
Yeah.
that our students face.
Okay.
And of course, funding itself as well. We never have anywhere near what we need in terms of funding to make sure that the program continues to support students.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get in touch with you, is there a website? www.
SAICA.co.za. It's SAICA.co.za.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Nthato Selebi is the project manager for the project director for the Thuthuka Bursary Fund. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All of the very best. You're watching Morning Live on SABC2, so www.saica.co.za.
Yes, sir.
.saica.co.za. Let's check in with @Paul Monare. Tsietsi, what's the weather got in store?
There's a lot happening in studio over here. Yes, let's have a look what you can expect in terms of the weather. Heat wave coming in over the central parts, moving towards the northern regions of the country, covering some parts of Gauteng as well. A lot of people complaining about the heat last night. It was very, very hot up until late into the evening. And the humid conditions coming in once again over the KwaZulu-Natal coastline, and 30% chance of rainfall over the Free State, moving along the coast into the Eastern Cape Province, and partly cloudy skies coming up for the West Coast District, moving all the way up north towards Alexander Bay. Your temperatures looking fairly warm for Kimberley, 20 degrees, Bloemfontein at about 18. If you're going to be in Hopetown, also expect similar conditions with Hotazel at about 19. 18 for Tanzabane, and then 19 degrees coming your way for all those who are going to be in the R as well as Beaufort West. Riversdale, 18 degrees, 16 coming your way for Oudtshoorn,